Today we're looking at VWM01, a Plat 1 Baptiste on console. They requested this review on the Overwatch University subreddit, where they wrote, "We lost. I played badly the last round and wasn't able to put pressure on anyone as I kept dying. However, I don't know what I could have done more in the first round. I'm fine that I lost, but I want to know what I could have done to change the outcome of the first round. I have my other support constantly dead and my other DPS had 0 kills at the end of round 1. Okay, I'm going to watch the whole game, but we'll pay attention to the first round in particular and see what you could have done differently. First thing we always want to do is take a look at our team comp. So we got Roadhog, Mei Genji, Bap Lucio. You know, you got the Lucio, you got the Mei. It's a control map. I would love to see just the 5 of you play together, rush targets, hog and hook them in, and, you guys can burst them down together. That's ideally how I think this comp should be played. Let's see how it actually goes. How it actually goes is your Lucio pushes all by himself, feeds, and dies. That's unfortunate. Not really much you could have done there. Okay, this is this is very risky. You're rotating out in the open, and seeing their comp, they got 2 hit scan DPS, Ashen Soldier. They got a BAP themselves. They got a Life Weaver. Like, they could easily, if they all focus you down as you rotate out in the open here, you could easily die. So I think you could have just kept healing Hog from right behind the cover here. There wasn't really a need to make this rotation at all. And even so, you just want to be careful about these exposed lanes like that. You want to at least, if you need to rotate, you want to wait until your Hog can tank for you, or your Mei throws up a wall in front of them. Otherwise, just hang back and just wait till it's safe to do a rotation. Definitely no need here because we could have healed Hog from where we were. Yeah, be careful about the exo boots out in the open too. But let's talk about that. So Hog's low here. We have both our cooldowns. So I would have, if you see the crit marker on Hog on your screen, I would have just popped regen to make sure that make sure we heal him a bit. And then you could have thought, if he's still not using breather or whatnot, you could thought about throwing up lamp right over here, right behind the wall, so the enemy team can't burst it down. And yeah, you just want to pay attention to when your tank's in danger like that, when he doesn't have breather, and just make sure you help him out. 100% we could have prevented that death. Yeah, your Lucio feeds again. You guys got to just back out. You can poke from where it's safe, but you want to be careful about just being too exposed. Alright, I think Mercy's a better pick. But, okay. I don't hate that lamp for your Genji. Nice job avoiding the Diva Bomb. Your Mercy does not, though. Yeah, once again, you want to really be careful about just spamming exo boots out in the open here. On any character, jumping is really dangerous, especially against enemy hit scan, because you're moving up and down in a predictable pattern. It makes it easy for them to pinpoint your head. As BAP, using exo boots, that's especially bad because you're moving up and down in that predictable pattern even longer. Especially, you said you were Plat 1, you're closing in on Diamond, you will absolutely get punished for that as you climb. But, so we do have our window here. What we could be thinking about is, as soon as our Mercy comes back, as soon as we can really push forward, honestly, even if we're able to kill the Ashe here, we could think about just throwing up window and using it to push and take the space. Your team's backing up. I'd like to see your Hog be a little bit more aggressive here after getting that pick. But, okay. At this point, when we see the enemy teams already LOS'd, I think we could have waited until Hog pushed up a little bit more, you know, took the space, had like people poking out to shoot at him. Then we could have either like thrown window right behind him just so we could use, you know, it not only boosts your damage, but it boosts your healing too. So we could have used the healing boost just to make sure Hog doesn't die as he's getting, you know, hard focused by people. Or, you know, we could have thrown it up in front of him, like just to make sure he can secure kills. Either way, like at this point where you see like the enemies are, you know, already LOSing the area, I would have held on to window a little bit. It's not terrible though, because it's now makes the enemy team hesitant to push on point. And I think you guys are going to cap because of this. But it makes it tough for you guys to get actual kills, which means after the window goes down and the enemy team pushes in, you might struggle depending on what happens, especially considering what's happened in this game so far. Yeah, your Mercy dies. That's not good. Okay, your Hog. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So I was gonna say, I'll back up. So your Hog pops his ult here. I would think about now, you know, he's disrupting everybody. They're not going to be looking down this lane anymore. Now's our opportunity to push up and, you know, push up and play behind him. Granted, you're low, so it is kind of tough, but at the same time, we can recognize like when, you know, when he's disrupting like that and, you know, we're not going to be in imminent danger rotating. It is a little tough, but at the very least, I would have thought about like, you know, even if you felt like it was risky to rotate out in the open like this, you could have thought about switching to this angle and then pushing this way. That's another thing you could have thought about. But either way, because like we're way back here and now like Bob's out, we're still low HP. So it's going to be even longer before we can, you know, regroup with our Hog and our Mei. Yeah, Mei dies and Hog dies too. So 100%, if we had made that rotation when we had the opportunity, I do think we could have saved them. Mercy feeds again, but yeah, you and Genji just need to... It's okay to poke a little bit when it's safe, but you just want to be really careful, especially like hanging out here too long. Ideally, it'd be best to wait for your team to full regroup. Like, this is very risky. You're taking a lot of damage. Yeah, like see, because you hung out there too long, you had to use your immort. Actually, maybe you didn't because Mercy started healing you, but even so, I understand with like the D.Va pushing in why you felt that pressure and the need to do it. So that can be just really tough because now that, you know, now that our team is back and now that we're about to push, we're not going to have that immort for a whole 22 seconds. Yeah, nice job avoiding the D.Va bomb though. Yeah, don't just focus on the D.Va. See where your Hog's rotating. He's rotating this way. Avoid the D.Va. Go with Hog. Focus on his. Focus on the squishies. You know, so because we didn't rotate with Hog, you know, we didn't heal him as much as we could. But even if you did make this rotation, you know, you did not have immort for him. You know, it's still on the 6-second cooldown because we had used it unnecessarily or we had used it in an avoidable way before. You do get a kill though. If you guys can push up, you can capitalize on this. That's unfortunate, but we're still even. Okay. See, this is better. Like, everybody's just hanging out right out in the open. They're not LOSing the area. That was a good window and a very good kill by you. Yeah, just burst down the tree fast. Make sure you heal D.Va too. You don't want her to demech. That would be really bad for this fight. Careful. Play behind a little bit more cover, but I understand. Yeah, run away from the D.Va. I rotate the other way, but... Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away. For one, I would have rotated back this way because, you know, if you rotate here, like, you're going to be, like, right in the middle of the enemy team, and these guys could easily turn and focus you, even if D.Va wasn't chasing you. But, yeah, I wouldn't have changed directions either. Ideally... The rotation you should have made is back here if you were going to do that, and then, you know, go back to where you were playing before. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Just be mindful about, like, where you are, where, like, the enemy team's playing, where, you know, your ideal positions are, you know, where you can use cover from them behind your team. I'm sure you were also panicking though with the baby D.Va chasing you. Yeah, I mean, very rough round, I have to say, but yeah, there were absolutely some things we could have done there. Like, I think the big thing was when we had point and you know, you didn't rotate with your Hog Mei, and then they ended up dying. Especially because they have the self-sustain on their own. I think that if you had pushed up to support them until they get their cooldowns back, 100%, you guys could have held that. But that's okay. Let's see how the next round goes. Careful, that regen wasn't necessary, so... Regen doesn't have as high of a cooldown as Lamp, but, you know, it's still, we can see there's another 12 seconds before we can use it again. You don't want to use it, like, just to top off your teammates. You want to hold on to it, like, if you got multiple teammates around you who are low, if you're in danger of dying yourself. Another thing, too, is if, like, you're DPSing, you really need to, like, secure a kill. Like, you got somebody low, but, like, you got teammates around you that are crit or that need healing. You could just pop the regen so you could keep shooting and confirm the kill. That's a little more situational, but something else you could think about. Yeah, so our D.Va and our Moira are being really aggro here. So, you know, D.Va should be fine theoretically with the Moira pocket. So what we could think about is just playing with our DPS, you know, focusing where they're focusing, like, you know, they're going down this lane. So we could just think about playing with them, supporting them, and just pushing up where they push instead. Because now we're kind of, you know, we're out in the open. D.Va might push in and focus you, and you're kind of by yourself. Maybe you die. At the very least, you're gonna have to expend some cooldowns here to keep yourself alive. Like, you're out in the open and you panic lamp yourself because of that. Like, 100%, if you had played back with your DPS, this could have been avoided. Where are our DPS? We gotta be turning and looking at them, but yeah, so Junkrat dies and we weren't really even paying attention to them. We didn't even see that until it was too late. Gotta help your Widow. Yeah, she kind of got burst down fast, but at the same time, you know, we tunnel vision damage on the D.Va. We didn't even look at Widow at all. So both your DPS died there because we didn't think about playing behind them or playing with them to support them.
Get into the field.
Yeah, we lose the fight because of that.
Soldier 76 reporting from
How about I try that again. You're completely healed.
Yeah, once again, just be a little bit careful about just poking here when you don't have your team with you. I would honestly just wait for your tank to push up. Play behind them. You know, once again, if your other support is playing behind the tank, you could think about playing with your DPS, but wait for your team to push behind them, and you know, don't poke until that happens. Like, this is very risky. Like, you're gonna get focused. You know, yeah, it's just tough. I would just think about, just for now at least, playing behind your team. You know, you could play here, focus the same targets from like where your diva can tank and DM shots instead. It's okay to, you know, play off by yourself and go for angles. You know, if you were playing behind your team, if you were supporting them and that wasn't working, then, you know, you could think about just going off on your own to do for damage, to go for damage, sorry. But we got to at least try supporting our team first, in my opinion. Diva's making some space. We got a kill. So Diva's, we've been focusing the Diva quite a bit, I've noticed. Kind of a suboptimal target, especially with her defense matrix. I would just try to think about, you know, once again, angling with your team, trying to pick off, you know, one of the squishies if possible. Like from this angle, I kind of understand she's tanking for her team. You kind of have to shoot her, but that's just what I want you to think about the moment, you know, the moment you can isolate one of the other two, the Ashe or the Lightweaver. Yeah, we don't need to push up here. And the other thing too is we're kind of just we're focused on the diva when the immortality field is out. You know, when the immort's out, you're not gonna kill them through it. Just focus on, you know, bursting that down, then go back to the damage. You know, you could go for the BAP too. That's another thing. And then the other thing too, just pushing up too far. Like, see, the soldier is pushing up. He can shoot us while we got our back to him. I feel like you should just, you know, play back, you know, with your, you know, like where your soldier and Moira are. You know, you could poke out here. It's just very risky to just play out in, you know, play out in kind of the enemy team space. You guys have point. There's no need to be this aggressive. Hold the space. Wait for them to push into you. Heal your diva if you can. You can think about windowing as soon as they commit. So this is dangerous because, you know, we're just focusing on just going for damage, which is not bad. I do think doing damage as support is important, but we're not paying attention to our team and where they're rotating. They've all pushed over and are looking down this lane. And we did not even pay attention to where they're rotating. We're just continuing to just stay here, you know, focusing on DPSing on enemies. So you don't want to tunnel vision the damage. You always just want to pay attention to where your team's rotating and play in relation to them. And yeah, that death was avoidable if we had rotated.
No one can withstand me.
Looks like your Tor pops off, though. That's good. But we still hold the point. You know, once again, as soon as, you know, they turn the corner, as soon as the enemy team pushes down here and commits, just throwing up window, like right around here, just to stifle their push could be good.
Now you see me? Now you don't.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, I understand what you're doing. You're trying to play safe, use the exo boots to get some quick poke damage in. But, I mean, you're probably not going to kill anybody from that position with that little bit of time, you know, that you're exposed to them. And we have our ult, so there's no reason to, you know, be poking to farm ult charge instead. I mean, yeah. So I would be thinking about playing, you know, in relation to your team where you can get more consistent, you know, more consistent damage out, and you can more easily see when they push up, so you can throw the window up for your team.
Let them up.
Okay. I don't think it was terrible. I mean, maybe we could have thrown the window up a little bit more forward, but you also did kind of stifle the Orisa's push here by throwing the window up. So yeah, not bad. Probably not what I would have done, but it did work out for you, so. Yeah, we win this round, so let's see how the next round goes.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm overloading!
Give them a final warning they won't forget. Never happened.
Okay, you can play behind the cover here, that's fine. Yeah, be careful about, like, where's your team? You gotta turn and look and see where they are. Yeah, that was a bad rocket boost by your diva, but... Little exposed here. Yeah, pay attention to your diva. She's taking a lot of damage right now. Yeah, heal her up. Make sure she's not crit. Turn back. Go for some more damage. Yeah, I don't know. Like, both you guys, you and Moira, are both just kind of down here DPSing, not paying attention to, you know, what your teammates are doing. Like, see, they're both low right now. Soldier's half, granted, but Diva's absolute. Like, they need your healing right now. I really, really think you need to just pay a little bit more attention to what your teammates are doing, and just play behind them, especially as a support where, you know, sure, going for damage is important, but a lot of the job is, as the name suggests, supporting your team. So yeah, I just want to see you just, instead of playing for yourself like this, just, you know, pay more attention to your teammates, try to follow up on what they're doing, and definitely, you know, try to heal them up when they need it. Like, we're still not really paying attention, and yeah. Like, we should have been, you know, once again, we should have been just paying attention to what our teammates were doing, playing behind them instead.
That wasn't my best shot.
Yeah, same thing, you know. We were just kind of going for damage there. We didn't really, you know, we weren't playing behind our team. We were playing, like, exposed where there was nobody between us and the enemy team. And, yeah, just kind of tunnel visioning damage.
That could have gone better. Doctor's orders.
Think about using a lamp if we get focused. Okay, we're fine. Definitely want to throw this window up. Like, you know, we got this nice space right here. We could think about, you know, where our Torb is. Torb's kind of playing off on his own. Or where's our soldier? Or no, we got Reaper now, sorry. Yeah, our DPS are kind of playing off on our own, so it's a little bit... I mean, I'm playing off on their own, but yeah, I would think about, just throwing window up main where, like, your diva can capitalize on it. Stuff like that, just so we can, try to secure this point. Like, yeah, we don't need to be pushing up. Like, see, nobody's between us and the enemy team. We're, like, right in the middle where everybody can focus us down. You realize that you're in danger, and that's why you throw lamp down there. So yeah, I don't think this rotation was very good. It looks like your Torb's rotating down here too. Maybe you realize that and you're trying to group up with him. But yeah, I think both of you misplayed here. Like, we're not in a position where we can help our diva. And yeah, we throw up the window, but it's like, it's a restrictive area. Our team's already, like, our Moira died, our diva died. Like, there's not really much we can get done here. Not completely your fault. This was your team was kind of playing off on their own too, but it happens. That's the game, though. Yeah, I definitely think just the big thing, the number one thing I want you taking away from this VOD is just paying attention to what your team's doing, where they're moving, what space they're holding, and trying to follow up with them. When they push up, you push up too. When they move back, you move back. Just always try to think about where they are, pay attention to what they're doing, try to focus the same targets, but play in relation to them. So that's all I have for now. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. If anyone would like to request a VOD review, check the link in the description, and best of luck with your climb.